Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Today I'm going to show you all about the library when you're using your Silhouette software. There are lots of things that we can do with a library, and I had someone to write to me and say, "Hey Patty Ann, suppose I have duplicates in my library. How do I get rid of one of them?" So I'm going to show how to do that today, and I'm also going to show you about 7 or 8 other little tips for using the library. So follow me over to my screen and let's get started. Okay, here we are in Silhouette software. I'm using the business edition because I also use this for my Cricut machine. I hope you understand that you can use this also for your Cricut machine if you have the business edition. But anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to come up here to the upper right hand corner kind of, and you see where it says library right here. I'm going to click on library. And I'm going to come over here to the very left hand side. Notice I have my name here because we do have to have our names to be able to use this. And then there's some information that we could use right here. But I'm going to click on the first top folder that says all files. Okay. Now notice when I click on all files, all of my files here are showing up that I have in my library, every single one of them. So you can say I have 518 files. Now let's look down here at the lower right hand side first. We'll just go through this a little bit step by step. So if we look way down here at the lower right hand side, you can see first of all right here on the little left part, there's a little tiny icon or a thumbnail, and then there's a larger icon or thumbnail, and there's a slider. So I can slide this thing back and forth to make my thumbnails very large, like this if I like them very big, or I can make them smaller by going the opposite direction. Additionally, let's say I don't want to see thumbnails. Maybe I just want to see this, which is a list. And this will show the list of all of the files that I have. Okay. The date it was modified, the category into which I've put it, if it's in a category, and even the artist's names are here, which is really kind of cool. And then the sizes. But I'm going to go ahead and put mine back to the thumbnails here, like that. Okay, then I wanted to show you this. If you click on the little gear to the right of all of this, the little gear here, it pops up with this little window and it says remove duplicates. So if you select this, what it's going to do is it's going to remove any duplicated files that you have where 2 or more files in the same folder have identical data. Okay, and the original will always be kept. So I could click on that, but I know I don't really have any duplicates, so it says no duplicated files have been detected. So I'll just say okay. The other thing here is the library snapshot, and that allows you to capture your current library instance or to revert to your library to an older saved instance. So let's go to library snapshot and let me show you what it looks like. So notice that these are automatically done because these are all the snapshots that have been made of my library. The latest was today because I manually made one today. But I have mine set up right here, automatic snapshot option. Mine takes an automatic snapshot daily. I probably don't need to have it on daily because not that much stuff changes. But and the maximum automatic snapshot is unlimited. But I could say something if I want to, like I could change it to 10. And it's going to permanently delete any of my other ones. So I'm going to cancel that for right now. And it says here, if the number of automatic snapshots exceeds the maximum number, the oldest one will be deleted without warning. So for right now, I'm going to leave mine like this. If I want to, though, check this out. To delete a snapshot, select the instance above and click on the minus sign. So let's go back to one of my very beginning ones right here. I'll select the July 21st one and I'll select the minus sign. Notice what it says is if I delete a snapshot, it can't be undone, but that's okay. I'm going to delete it. It's going to tell me that again. Cannot be undone. Are you unsure? Yes, I'll delete that one. So then I could go ahead and be back. Go ahead and close this. So far what we've seen is we can change this from the little icons or thumbnails to larger ones. We can change our view from the thumbnail to list. And we also can come to this little gear down here. We can remove any duplicates that are in the same folder, and we can take a library snapshot. Okay, let's click off of this now or close this. And then we're going to look up here. Now, look at these things. Let's make this bigger so we can see better. All right. Do you see these little icons underneath the images? So the first one means that I can add this to my favorites. So right now I have one thing in my favorites. The other thing is, let's look at this. This lock means it's a design that is shared through the cloud to all of my machines. So if I'm using my desktop, which I'm using right here, this is available to me. If I'm using my laptop upstairs and I open up Silhouette, it's available to me up there as well. And generally, these are things that you get from the design store. Okay. If there's a green check mark, okay, let's look at this one. This one has a green check mark right here. That means I have elected to share this design through the cloud. Okay. So that means that I can go over here and I can see this on this machine, and I can go up to my laptop upstairs and it will be there as well. Now, if there's a red X near right here, that means that this image is only stored on my local computer, the one down here, and even if I open up my machine upstairs, I won't be able to see it. Now, you can switch back and forth. Right now, this image is available on this machine and my other machine upstairs. If I click on this, I can say make it local only, meaning I only want to see this image on my machine I'm working on right this very minute. So I'll click on that. Do you see what it did? It made the X here. And again, that X means that it's only shared here. I cannot see this on my machine upstairs or my computer upstairs. So I can turn it back on though. I can click on this and oops, when I clicked on, let's cancel this. When I clicked on it, it automatically made it to share together or everywhere. So let me do that again. So right now it's where it can be shared here and upstairs on my other computer. I could see it on both. If I click make locally, it changes to that little X, and this is the only computer on which I can see this little card. If I want to go back to seeing it on this one and the other one, just click on it and notice it changes it back into the green check mark. Let's see, what else do we have? This also here is information. You can expand the information for this. Now I'm not sure if I did any expansion here because I made this image. So let's check on one of these other ones first. Let's look on this 3D Valentine first. I'm going to click on this and it opens up the information that you might need to know. So it's a Valentine accordion box. Okay, and it gives you a description of it and tells you how big it's going to be. And you'll get different information on different ones. So let's check another one out. Let's go to this 3D flower and see. So again, this tells you who the designer is. This was designed by Silhouette. The license type is personal use only. And in case you want to tell your friend somewhere what design number it is, this is the design number you'd give them, and they could find it by just punching that number right up here. And I'll type it in to show you. It's number 230-474. And there it is. It pops up just like that, and they would find it as easily as that as well. So let's go back to all files again. And now I'm just curious if there's anything that's said right here. Nope, nothing's there because I'm the one that made this. Actually, a friend of mine made this. So let's see. So that's the expansion button. And notice they don't show up until you hover over the image, and then it shows up. So here's the 3D toolbox. Let's open that. And again, it tells you it's a 3D file. And it tells you a little tiny bit about it. And this one is also by Silhouette. So let's see. All right, the next thing you can do is maybe you want to come up here and you want to search for something. Maybe you want to search for a box. You can just type in box, and then all of the different boxes show up right here. In addition, maybe you want to come over here and you want to search for heart. And there are all the hearts. And maybe I have a whole ton of them. I don't, but maybe I do. And I just want to search for ones that are rhinestones. I could come over here for file types. And see, right now it's searching through everything. I could unselect these all and then come to file types and just ask it to find the rhinestone hearts. So I still have heart written over here, and here it just finds rhinestone hearts. Let's say I want to find animal, maybe a rhinestone animal. Okay, the only thing I have that goes under rhinestone animal is this. Here's that extra information we can get. And it tells how many rhinestones, what size, and so on. So also, let's go back up here, and you can sort all of these files by their name or the date modified, or by the type, so all the rhinestone types would be together. Okay, another thing that I really like about this is that we can sort things into folders and keep it really, really organized and not have as much trouble finding things as you sometimes might in other programs. So for example, I can click on any of these that have plus marks here. See the word patterns, and there's a plus mark to the left. I can click on that so I can see what else is in there. And I have just 2 folders so far, one for fall and one for glitter. So I think what I'll do right now is just make a new folder to go in here, and I'll just name it spring. So I'm going to click on patterns, right click on it, and say new folder, and it comes in as an untitled folder, but I'm going to name it spring. So then if I find pretty patterns, whoops, spell it properly, that fit with spring, I'll put them right in there, and I'll hit enter on my keyboard. Let's see, now let's close that folder back up and come back up here to holidays and seasons. Notice I've put folders for all of these different holidays in here. So I have one for Christmas, and okay, I am not seeing all of my Christmas things right now, and that's because before I had the file type to only show me rhinestones. So I want to select all and have it show me everything. So now look at all the Christmas things I have. Okay. Okay, so let's imagine that I want to make another folder. As you know, we've been making a lot of cards for kids, and I designed some, and I'd like to keep them in a folder so I can reuse them when I want to. So I'm going to come up here under Designs, and I'm going to right click on it and say New Folder. And here it is way down here, Untitled Folder. I'm going to rename that folder Cards for Kids. So that and hit enter on my keyboard, and that will pop way up here because these are in alphabetical order, you'll notice. So then when I start making more and more cards for kids, I can keep them in this folder right here. So I'm wondering if I go up here and I type in the word card, if I have any of my cards for kids in here that I did. Okay, I don't see that I've saved any of my own personal ones in here. And I'm not going to put the Christmas ones in there, but this tiger pop-up one would be cute in there. So if I'd like to, I could go ahead. Let's look at the information for it. Tiger pop-up card, 3D cut file, personal use only, which is fine. So I think I'll go ahead and I will put that guy right over here in the Cards for Kids file. So now, if I open up my library, it looks like this. If I come over here and click on Designs, I can open up the Cards for Kids, and in there will be all of the ones that I've saved so far. So that's pretty much it for this program or for the library. And again, if you need to sync, like you've purchased new things, mine syncs often, but if yours doesn't, you can always come down here and just say sync, and notice the little thing is going, and it was synced 12/30/2019 at 12:49 p.m. So that is pretty much it. It seems like there was one other thing I wanted to show you. Oh, this is what I was going to show you was this. Let me delete these 3 things. There's a way that you can have your workspace open and your library at the same time. All you have to do is simply come down here to the lower left-hand corner and click on this file right here, and that opens the library. You can make the library take up less space. You can make it like this, whatever. You can arrange the size of it simply by dragging. But let's say that you want to open up all of the things that we've recently used in our classes. So what I could do is simply drag these over here. Just drag right like this. And these are all the things that we've recently used in class as we're learning more and more about this software. And let's just say now what I want to do is I don't want both things open anymore. I don't need to drag and drop anything else. I can just hit this little arrow here with this little file folder, and it'll close the library back up. And then what we're left with are the things that we've been using in our classes. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this. Please look at my links down below. Check them out. I've got some helpful ones that'll be good for you down there. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hey, also, if you have anything you'd like me to teach you about or show you how to do, leave me a message down below. I'd love to be able to make a video just for you for whatever's bugging you or giving you some trouble. Again, see you guys soon. Bye.